Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to. Eventually, we got there. I've just put 50 minutes into the meter, so we'll get there all right.
Who's Peter?
Peter, meter.
What's men's?
Just you shouted, Baldy. Welcome along to the match reaction to Livingston 1, Rangers 3. I'm joined by Handsome William. How you doing, right?
Good, mate. Good.
And a slightly different haircut for Ross tonight. How you doing, Ross?
I'm all right, mate. I'm all good. Thank you.
Good. So, Livingston 1, Rangers 3. How did you guys, when the team line came out, see it, William? Were you surprised? Was there anything that you thought, not too sure about, or were you liking it?
Quite happy with the team lineup, to be honest.
Yeah.
Couldn't wait to see Big Goldson as well. Thought he had a cracking game today. No, mate, there was nothing too surprising, to be honest. Maybe if anything, Arfield, maybe. I thought he'd have kept the same team, but other than that, mate, no, I was happy with it.
Yeah. Michelle, Ross, were you surprised by anything, or was it all just as you thought?
Hadji. Surprised Hadji started. And again, I just don't think he looks on it now. I think somebody else might have done that role a bit better. It's just his touch looks a wee bit off. He seems to slow the play down a wee bit now. But we won, so
yeah. I think we'll get into the pros and cons of the game as we go along. But yeah, what man, the Captain Marvel came in again with an assist, William, and a marvellous finish for Arfield, wasn't it?
I'm going to be honest, mate. I was driving, I didn't see it. I didn't see the first two goals.
Did you not see it?
So I don't know. So
just go to this podcast called Aribo, man, honestly.
Just go to Baldy.
Well, Ross, it was a great through ball from Tavernier, wasn't it? And the first touch from Arfield was brilliant, and then he's lobbed the goalie. Yes.
I get off with Tav. I don't like saying I'm a master tactician, Brian, but if people paid the £2 a month to listen on Patreon, they would have seen that I predicted Arfield would break the lines running directly through and could potentially cause Livingston problems. So it wasn't a surprise to those of us who have got a clue about the football, you know what I mean? But the guys like William, who are passive viewers, maybe wouldn't have expected Arfield to start the day, do you know what I mean?
You could, whoa. Go and look in that group chat. I love Arfield. Me and Cammy are the only supporters of Arfield in that group chat.
That's how I'm in the group chats.
No. That's because you're not invited, Barry. Pathetic views.
And so we go on, and Kent's first involvement. He passes it through to Morelos, who then has a great flick to Aribo and William. That was a class finish, wasn't it? You didn't see that goal either, did you?
I was right, Ross. It was some pass. It was some finish. But I was in the
group chat, so you would have seen the second goal.
It was the only time in the game I thought Morelos linked up well. Again, Aribo, unbelievable.
Some finish, wasn't it?
It always looks better when it hits the bar and then comes down, and you think it's coming out and it ends up in. I love to see the reaction of people behind the goals. You see them all head in hands, and the next minute it drops in. It's great. It's absolutely great. No, I thought it started off really well, Brian. It got to the 2-0 and then fell at it again, sat on my laurels.
I was just away to say that was in my notes. We played well up until the second goal, and then just don't know what happened. We just stopped playing. It's almost like we sat off them and let them do what they do.
Aye, game was well. We know now that this team and certain people in it think that once there's a 2-goal swing in the first half, that's the game done. We've got to play it in, and by the way, that showed later on in the first half when they cost us a goal, and then McGregor made a world-class save when he was sleeping at the back post and all. So I think I said it as well on the reaction on Thursday night, the day you would see how much Goldson and Morelos attitude has changed under Van Bronckhorst, because they're always good in Europe because they're in the shop window. It's when they go to places like Livingston, St Mirren, Hearts, and they don't perform in the weird games, and I think that showed for the two of them again today. I thought the two of them were honking, to be honest.
I mean, William, you kind of just got to go with the fact that we're saying here happy with the 3 points. I mean, we were saying way before the game, the plastic pitch. Obviously, the weather this morning wasn't great. You just want 3 points and up the road.
3 points is 3 points, mate. That's
Yeah.
regardless of how you play, how bad you play, or how ugly you play a game of football. Because there were some parts of the game it was boring, to be honest.
Yeah.
But 3 points is 3 points, Brian. It's I don't care if it's 3-1, 13-1, or 3-2. It's 3 points. Winning in Livingston is no for everybody, I suppose, is it?
I was going to speak about Kent, as you said there, Ross, in the first half. I mean, he just didn't get going at all. I mean, he had that involvement in the second goal, but apart from that, he was either trying too hard, taking it a dribble too far. He was just, I don't know, he just wasn't on it, was he?
I think Kent is suffering from the poor form of Barisic. Kent gets the ball forward and he's got 3 guys on him. And Barisic just isn't offering that outball now. He's no offer. Even when Kent's playing him in wide, it's like scuffed crosses that are hitting the first man. Usually, there maybe 2 people going with Barisic to try and stop the cross. Whereas the new, I feel as if Kent's a one-man team doing that side, to be honest.
I think if Balogun's fit, Barisic doesn't get in the team.
No, that's what I was going to say.
I said that when we appointed Van Bronckhorst. That's a big last half of the season for Bassey. I can't see Barisic on current form continuing because he offers absolutely nothing. I seen at half time one of his first corners didn't even beat the first man. I think it bounced before the first man as well. He's I don't know. There's something obviously wrong with him just now, whether it be confidence or not. But I can't see once Balogun's fit or Hollander's fit. I can't see Barisic continuing to play in the team.
No, I must admit. But I mean, apart from that, excuse me. Apart from that, though, Ross, the first half was pretty uneventful. It was just the 2 bits of magic, and then there wasn't much else, was there? And then we get a long ball through from them, and it's an avoidable goal, wasn't it, to concede?
I said on Twitter, Connor Goldson is a giant, an absolute giant. Forrest's brother is a midget. The ball comes through Goldson's head. He doesn't even try and header it. He doesn't jump. He doesn't get off his feet. And Alan Forrest brings the ball down a yard behind him. So that's just total. Yeah. He's either switched off or it's, okay, that's going to run through to McGregor. He's not going to get you the first touch. I don't know what that is. But for me, it's an absolutely honking goal to lose for Goldson's point of view again. Because that's all you're asking for is a bit of effort. At least try and stop the ball from getting through. Yeah. There's nothing. It looked as if there was absolutely nothing.
And then just before half time, I mean, I thought this was going in the goal. Did you see the save from McGregor, William?
I seen after Aribo's goal, mate. To be honest, I think I seen for about the 30th minute on. But
so what did you make of that? I mean, I thought that was going in, that shot from the boy.
That's the McGregor that you like.
Yeah.
A week ago today was McGregor you're wanting murder. But it's some save considering he's going the other way. He just swings his hand up and gets it. It was like the save during the week there as well, the double save. But it's he should have been put in that situation. As Ross just said there, mate, he's Goldson is his comments last week, in my opinion, are coming back to bite him in the arse because he's the only one that looks as if he's lacking confidence and a bit of hunger, to be honest. Getting beat at the back post or just standing like a shadow at the back post and waiting for somebody to nip in front of him was suicidal. But as I said, 3 points is 3 points. That is what it is.
So, if you didn't know, folks, Martin and I think Alan and Wolf were doing the Big Ibrox sleep out for the Glasgow Mission and the Rangers Charity Foundation. So, Martin's just sitting there. A big thank you to everybody that gave him support and donated to his cause. I think that's a marvellous. I mean, of all the weekends to be doing that as well, that was a horrible weekend to be doing it. So, fair play to those guys. And then, of course, we've got the Patreon as well. If you want to sign up for £2 a month, half pint of beer, if that. We're on
Who drinks half pints of beer
as well? Eh?
Who drinks half pints?
Well, that's what Martin always goes by, doesn't he?
That's because he's a midget and midgets can only hold half pints.
But no, you're getting a lot of content. You're getting the SPFL, the Best of the Rest show. You're getting the EPL show and the Soonest Revolution and several more. So get in, guys. get involved. So the second half starts, and Ross, it was pretty positive at the start, wasn't it? The second half.
Aye, I'm trying to think what happened at the start of the second half. I thought it was quite uneventful as well, mate. To be honest, Rangers controlled the second half. What I did like was quite early in the second half. I'm sure a corner came in and McGregor just came and took all the pressure off. Just came and collected it. That's all you're asking him to do. Come and collect the ball in your 6 yard box. He done that, takes all the pressure off, and we broke up the park and done well. For me, the second half, we just controlled the game. If anybody was going to score, I thought it was us. And eventually, Fashion Junior, comes on and does the business.
I mean, William, here's 2 points.
What a leap for that! How do you get that high for a wee guy? I mean, I think he's 2 inches smaller than Martin. Do you know what I mean? And he's managed to jump up and out jump a keeper for a standing position.
I think there was a wee gust of wind came up underneath his jumper that just carried him that extra bit.
I mean, William, we've spoke about this before with defenders getting early cards and nobody attacking them. Devlin was booked early doors, and then I think you both said it as well. Morelos and Goldson were 2 of the poorest passers of the ball today. When you get a fullback or a centre half booked early doors, the first thing you do is just attack them, don't you, William?
Yes, mate. I'm just laughing at Martin's comment now. 5'7.5". I ain't bother. But he's. It was same as against Hibs last weekend as well. When the boy was it Hanlon, I think it was right away. We didn't capitalise on that enough. And I actually thought if MD was going to get a red card, I thought that the boys were only younger it was. Cause it was a bit on a yellow card any other day of the week. I think that's a red card. But it was a bit reckless, to be honest. But no, mate, we I don't even think that I think I just read a stat there. I didn't think I actually just read a stat there saying that Livingston didn't even have a touch of the ball in the Rangers half in the second half. No. And a touch of the ball in the Rangers goal, the box in the second half. Yeah. So it just goes to show you how much we controlled the second half.
Probably. I think what I did notice as well was the stats in our set plays were first in the league for everything. Goals from corners, I think free kicks, headers in the box. We're top on all the sort of the set piece stats. Goals for.
But
so we've got to take more advantage of that.
We get so many fouls when about the box the way we play. Fair play to Tav, another 2 assists a day, 1 for the corner, but we need to be getting the same bit of Barisic on the other side for me.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't say this earlier in the chat, but I mean, it's a great wee scoop, isn't it?
Mate, I'm sitting with the Balenciagas on as we speak.
Looking for snow.
But we were saying, William, you said the Sakala goal. I mean, how he leaps from a standing position to beat the goalie, the defender, and everybody is
unbelievable. Unbelievable, mate. It's he's obviously better than what we think he is. But I noticed actually when he came on, I think within 2 or 3 minutes he had more shots and goal than what Morelos did. But he's obviously want to come on, make an impression, and he's certainly done that right away, mate. But I like the wee guy. I can hear that song in my head already. So
he wasn't even on the pitch, and it was coming on, Ross, wasn't it?
Yep,
you could hear
it. For me, he starts the next game in the 9th.
Well, you were saying before we come on that Morelos is just
Morelos is going through the motions in the league. He was back again the day to that. Where many times is he in the centre circle? He's in the centre circle, man. He's in their box. And Van Bronckhorst told you that's no tactical. So it's an easy get out for Morelos that he can just drop into midfield, try and link the play. And by the way, see when he's no linking the play well, he's fucking terrible at it, man. Yeah. He goes for being prime Xavi, holding the ball up and playing passes through to people, to games like the day where he wouldn't get a game for a championship team.
Mm-hmm. Like, William, would you agree with this? Would you agree with that comment? It's obvious that the fullbacks have both been told to stay back more rather than.
I actually thought. I know Tav. Was it 2 assists for Tav today? I actually thought Tav had a really, really quiet game. Didn't really do much wrong. Didn't really, other than these 2 assists. But it's. I think it looks as if the 2 fullbacks have been told to nobody going bombing forward, which is a bit strange. But it's Gerrard's in the past, and we've got Gio in the future. So it's obviously his way, and if it's going to work, it's going to work. The only downfall today was just the defending just needs to get better. It was just a long, aimless ball over the top, but they scored. There was some saving McGregor right enough for the first attempt, but aye, both Barisic and Tav. Just seen somebody else seen Tav get man of the match, probably because he's assists. But you can see that the two of them on the bombing forward as much. But I like when Patterson comes on and plays in front of him. So I think it gives us more width. But it's Van Bronckhorst's team now. So onwards and upwards. That's 2 games. I think that's the first game out with Europe that we, in the league that we've went ahead for a couple of weeks now. And we didn't look like we were going to give the lead away. I think.
Do you agree with that, Ross? The fact that Gerrard's style was coming a bit stale, and Gio's brought a bit of freshness back.
See, watching the game today, did you not think it was more 4-1-4-1 with Kamara sitting?
That was a 4-1-4-1.
Kamara sitting himself, Arfield and Aribo playing in by the striker, Kent and Hadji wide. So I think see that 4-1-4-1. See if you can get somebody, maybe a Roof out on the right hand side of that, because Hadji's wasted out wide, right? Hadji's wasted out wide. I think again they're expecting to play 4-2-3-1. You've come out and played 4-1-4-1, and Arfield right away rather than sitting deep. He's been playing one forward, and they've not read it, and you've scored an early goal through it. I definitely think he said to them, "Look, your right back and your left back are defenders first and foremost, and that's why we were conceding so many goals." So maybe they are being told to stay a bit further back, especially if he's going to play the 4 in behind the striker, which gives you real width for your right and left wingers. That's
where I think Hadji should play, him behind the strikers. I think he's wasted out wide. Yeah. Although he had a good 15 minutes in the second half. A couple of shots and goal he shot, which went through the 2 defenders and the keeper saved. I think his right hand side was a good save as well. But I think he's I think you're not getting the best out of Hadji when he's out wide.
Get your folk comments in, folks. There's one thinks Bassi was man of the match. Another one thought Aribo was man of the match. Personally, I thought it was Kamara. I thought he did a great job, Ross, mopping up in the midfield there. I thought he was all over the place.
The last 20 minutes of the first half, I thought he was actually getting outnumbered because they then pressed forward a wee bit. But we moved the formation about again in order to counteract that. And maybe that's the difference. You heard Van Bronckhorst saying the other day, and he's done it again today. I thought Tav was getting too much pressure on him because Hadji wasn't doing the defence side, so put somebody else in. If that's Gerrard, every time Gerrard made a sub, it was like for like. So for me, having a manager who's going to be fluid in his formation and his approach, depending on what the games looks like, rather than predetermined subs at 60 minutes. Van Bronckhorst looks like a type of manager to me who, if he goes out and plays 4-3-3 and they put 5 in the middle of the park, he wouldn't hesitate to take somebody off after 30 minutes for a tactical reason in order to get control of the game. Whereas I don't think Gerrard was that kind of manager. I think Gerrard was more reactive rather than proactive.
That's true, but there's a lot of love for Mr. Arfield in the comments, William, and you're
love Arfield. Love him.
You're Arfield's biggest fan. So
me and Cammy, honestly, mate, love him. Absolutely, and I says in that group chat, mate. Honestly, he's the runs and up top in front of the strikers. He's off the back of defenders, frightening. Honestly, he's superb. And he had a shot towards the edge of the end of the game, at the edge of the box as well. Was quite it was a snapshot, but it was a decent effort, and that's all you can ask for. But love the guy. I think he's brilliant. I think he brings us something completely different. Poor Brian has the man flu.
Yeah.
So
Martin has midget flu.
So has Martin. Martin's
got midget flu.
Martin was doing the big Ibrox sleep out and 2 homeless guys outside for £1 in his cup, man. That's what that hair looks like.
I think Cammy in the pods has said before, William, if you'd want to sign a midfielder, it'd be an Arfield 26, 27-year-old, wouldn't you?
Aye, mate. Would we have got him at that age?
Probably not.
He's brilliant, mate. He's brilliant. And I'll give a special shout out to my father-in-law. He doesn't like him, but tough. And every time he scores, I just send him a picture of him.
See the thing, last year, you remember, like, when it got to around about the Christmas time and Celtic fans were gone mental, that wee shitey Falkirk player saluting himself to the league and all that. He's class, by the way.
Yeah.
See, if you're looking for somebody, and that's, again, I said it in the preview to the game today, if you're looking for somebody to break the lines of a packed defence, if they've got 2 banks of 5, Arfield will run for deep, and he's got the composure to finish. Aribo the other night should have had 2 that maybe Arfield would have slotted in the day, to be fair to Van Bronckhorst. He's found a way to get the 2 of them running for deep, and the 2 of them have come up trumps and scored goals. So, brilliant.
Yeah. I suppose we'll speak about the pluses. For me, the holding midfielder plus the 2 attacking midfielders, Aribo, Arfield, and Kamara. I mean, I thought that 3 were really good today. William.
I agree. Davis dropping out is probably a good thing. It's a bit of rest in that park as well. But no, I was quite happy with that midfield today as well. I know somebody says in a group chat earlier on, Arfield is a holding midfielder, which I don't know if it was yourself, Brian.
It was me.
I
just thought with the numbers and who was playing, I thought he might have played in the.
I know.
He was playing, was it?
I don't even think Arfield could play as a holding midfielder. I might be wrong, but I thought he's better going forward than as sitting with the ball in front of him.
Yeah.
But okay. So no, I was happy with it. I actually thought we were really comfortable in the game. I don't think, other than their long balls over the top, catching the defence out, I don't think we were under any sort of pressure.
No.
But I was happy. I was happy with that. It's 3 points is 3 points, and I don't know how many points ahead that takes us, 6 or 7. But it puts the pressure on, doesn't it? So
yeah, that's it. Keep winning, and we'll speak about the minuses, Ross. I mean, I think the obvious ones was Buffalo and Goldson. I think again they were way off it again. Goldson, I think there was several occasions where he just passed the ball out of the park even, and Morelos was just posted missing a lot of the game.
Goldson to me looks like a man who knows he's away and doesn't want to get injured, because what age is he? 30? Is he as old as 30, Goldson?
No, I think he's only 28 or something, 29 years.
So he's running about that late 20s, 30 mark, where if he can get a move down to a Villa with Gerrard or something, it's going to be probably his last big contract to move for big money, especially on a free transfer. If Goldson signs a free contract with Villa, he could potentially ask for 3 million signing on, because Villa are not having to pay any money to get him.
Yeah,
and he looks like the type of player, the new for me, who's protecting himself for that big move. We've seen it last year with Edward, we've seen it with Ncham, you've seen it in the past with Balde, you've seen it with players on, I'm trying to think of players on the other side, but because I've spoke about this with my pal that's a Celtic fan through the week, that's what he was saying. I feel that that's what's happening here. He's coasting, waiting on a big move, and Morelos is just hopelessly out of shape. But one of my good friends, Cammy, says to me months ago, Morelos never out of sanctuary, back to parties, doing this and that. No, thinks he's made it, and it's shown. It's telling on his performances. He just doesn't look sharp at all for me. And we spoke on Thursday. You said it yourself, Brian, about having the big hungry Buffalo back, and this is him going to start on the European stage. He's always like that because he's in the shop window. But when it comes to the day, he looks as if he can't be arsed to me.
Why do I look as if I'm on a poster for America's Most Wanted?
Would you agree with that, William, that Gio's subs are a bit more positive rather than defensive?
Aye. They're far more offensive than defensive, mate. He done that against what were that mob we played during the week there? Sparta. He done that against the only kind of defensive sub he made was Lundstrom, I think it was. But other than that, it was go forward and try and kill the game off even more. And all right, during the week it didn't work, but it worked today. So, and within 5 minutes we were 2 goals ahead again. So he's been proved right.
Here we go, Ross. This is one for you. Does Roof come straight back in when fit for Morelos?
Yeah, Fashion
No.
Sakala should be playing through the middle for me, based on he's now scored 8 goals in his last 4 or 5 games. So he's a striker that's on scoring form. Let's be honest, that this season Roos scored a couple of goals, but Roos not looked particularly effective either for me. He's looked a bit off it. Obviously, he's been playing through injury. I think the problem you're going to have is Roos throughout his career, probably over the last 5 or 6 years, has been injury prone.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden now, we send him last year. I think he went to Manchester and got a lot of treatment on his calf, got him back fit again, and now he's decided to go and play national football for Jamaica. So he's travelling all over the world. Rather than getting rested up and recuperating, he's now gone and travelling and playing extra games. So I think his fitness is going to be a worry. That you never know if you're going to get 10, 12 games in a row out of him, or whether it's going to be 3 games injury. Sometimes I think he plays through injury as well. You can see that he's holding back. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. So if you were, William, manager, would you see Goldson go in January and get a replacement, or would you see him out for the season?
Look, I would.
Sad, can I please get my... Is my phone there?
No,
It's
I'll be 2 minutes.
behind you.
I'll be 2 minutes.
The rain's not allowed in that room, Brian, because it's actually a sunbed. That's a sunbed season.
What would you do with Goldson in January?
Okay, I would. I'd let Goldson go now.
Aye.
I'd let him go. He's absolutely not in it anymore. I'd let him go. Simpson, no, I'd let him go with him. I can't wait for Hollander to come back, and I think we'll probably, I don't know, I might be completely wrong, but I think we'll look to bring Katic back in January as well. Goldson's just, he's gone. Last Sunday was the final nail in the coffin for me. That's it. There's no two ways about it. It's gone, and I think he might be the bad apple in the dressing room. But it's, I don't. This is all just guesswork for me.
Yeah.
I would absolutely let him go immediately.
Ross,
As we know,
would you keep him?
No, absolutely not, mate. I'd not punt him. I'd punt Simpson, the same as William. I said it last year and get hounded for it. We missed an opportunity when the boy Jason Kerr left St Johnstone for 500 grand last year. Obviously watching it, there's lots of the boy shooter at Hearts is doing good things, but maybe a injury.
I'm genuinely going to have to go now, right?
Right, mate, on you go, beat it.
Cheers later.
See you later. But you can't get the staff, Brian. Martin, come on, I can see you in the background, Martin. Morning, show the boys you're there. Mate, see watching them, even the big boy Liam Gordon, the boy McCart, they would offer you more. The two boys at St Johnstone now, they would offer you more than Goldson or Simpson's offering you. I dare say there's players at other teams in the league, they're just ones that I see on a consistent basis. I think Goldson, as I said to you last week, I would play Simpson basically because I would rather somebody that's going to give effort. Because last week, who would you rather have in your team? Martin Boyle or Alfredo Morelos on form? Yeah. You would rather have Morelos in your team, but see when talent's not working hard and people who are less talented want to play and give passion, you get weird results. I think that's what happened. Last year. But you've got to hope, given Van Bronckhorst and your man Vossi, but I'll start looking towards maybe the Scandinavian and the Dutch market and places like that for and about there, because there must be, for every bad egg you get, there must be an Alfredo Morelos in the Finnish league, or there must be players of that ilk in the leagues that we could bring for a nominal fee and sell on later on.
But it's definitely becoming an issue with Goldson, though, isn't it? I mean, it's not just one game here or one game there. It's a series of games now, isn't it?
The guy told you last week. People said if you watched the full interview, he was pointing a finger at others. The guy for me last week said, in his own words, need to put the words in his mouth, it was 3-1 at half time, so the game was done.
Yeah.
That's his thoughts. That's not him going round the dressing room and saying blah blah blah. So in a game today, what, you're 2-0 up, and he just switches off. That's it. Game's done. 2-0. They're never coming back for it. That's a worrying attitude. See, Rangers, you should be going and wanting to beat teams 5, 6, 7, 8-0.
Yep.
You shouldn't be going 2-0. Right, let's just coast it. Especially no.
Today was a classic example. 2 up after 20 minutes or 15 minutes, and then just the breaks went on and we stopped playing.
If McGregor doesn't have a worldie right before half time, you're getting in at half time 2 each, and Gio's got a massive, massive team talk to give, and Davy Martindale's getting in there, and his team's tails are up.
Yeah, definitely. But no, I mean, overall, it was Rangers. Livingston won, Rangers 3. It wasn't great, Ross, but at the end of the day, we got the 3 points and a plastic pitch. Horrible weather conditions. All right, it cleared up and it was lovely and sunny. But I mean, when you arrive there first, the players must be thinking, "Oh, this isn't looking good."
It's a shambles. It's an absolute shocking advertisement for Scottish football. Imagine somebody tuning in today and seeing somebody that maybe there's a game on, we'll stick that on and seeing that park. It wouldn't even, junior teams wouldn't even play on it. But we went there, we got the result, and at the end of the day, it's ticked off the list for the season. Am I right in saying that we should only go there once this season?
Well, that'll hopefully be our only visit, because we'll have them at home before the split, and then hopefully they're not in the top 6.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed.
So, even from an injury point of view, Brian, it's good to only have to go there once. The likes of the day, you're running the risk of people slipping, twisting, catching studs in it and stuff. So I would be quite happy if they finish bottom 6 and we don't have to go and visit there again. It's jotted off in the diary and that's it.
Yeah, because I think there was 1 or 2 people wanting Jack to maybe start a bit more, but there's no way he could have started on that pitch, was there?
No, as I said the other night, it was a toss-up, because with him having a calf injury, I don't know how that's affected by twisting and turning.
Yeah.
Different if he had a knee injury. But Van Bronckhorst, to be fair to him, went one sitter in Kamara, who he knows can retain possession and recycle the ball, and gave the other 4 the ability to go forward. So Ryan Jack, in that position, maybe doesn't play that role as well as Kamara. I think Ryan Jack's really important when our 2 fullbacks are bombing forward and Ryan Jack naturally drifts into cover for them. That's where he's really effective.
I think that comment sums everybody's feelings up, though. Decent performance considering the pitch and the weather, playing a team that is hard to beat at home, plenty of pluses and 1 or 2 negatives. I mean, I think you can't sum it up any better, can you?
No, that's it. It's 3 points in the bag, and you can only hope that for once in a century, Aberdeen don't just lay down to Celtic this afternoon and take their doing, which is what usually happens.
Yeah.
But here's hoping that they're still sitting 7 points clear come a Celtic and 6 clear of Hearts by the end of play of the day. That would be a great cushion for us when we're on the up.
Absolutely. So, folks, I think we'll leave it there. Thanks to William, who was on up till just very recently. Ross, again, thanks for your insight. It was great to see you again.
Cheers, mate. Thanks for having me.
Give us a like on YouTube, folks. Give the video a like, because it obviously helps with the algorithm of YouTube. And sign up to Patreon if you're interested. Lots of new shows, great content. So give us a like. So thanks again, Ross, and we'll see you again soon. Thank you.
Cheers, mate.